Fond memories of Notre Dame Cathedral as it was before that heartbreaking fire this past week have inspired this appreciation from David Turecamo, our man in Paris.
I've lived in Paris on and off for the past 20 years, and I don't want to see images of Notre Dame in ruins anymore. No more charred beams and broken glass, because I remember it from a story I did a while back. It has withstood a war, a revolution, and neglect, as well as the impact of 30,000 to 40,000 tourists every day, a handful of whom would climb the nearly 400 stairs to the towers. It's spectacular. But Notre Dame is so much more than stone. This is, above all, a living church with a staff and volunteers. There are organists, florists, sacristans, and a choir, and a devoted congregation who give it meaning.
We have no idea how many people get it.
Michael Perry is a priest from Brooklyn who used to volunteer at the cathedral every summer.
Something happens when they come into their church and they realize it. They walk in as tourists, they walk out as pilgrims.
Looking up at the soaring arches and the ceiling, 115 feet above, is humbling. And yet, it isn't the highest cathedral in the world, though it was one of the most important, because before Notre Dame, churches were squat and nearly windowless. Before Notre Dame, it was impossible to build anything that high. Stone walls alone could not have supported the weight of that roof. The solution is the towers, called flying buttresses.
And so the weight from the top comes through that rib into these towers that are here. And so the weight of the roof is dispersed.
It not only allowed the builders to go higher, but to open the walls for the great windows. That would change forever the way churches could be built. And it ushered in the Gothic style. And yet, despite all that, by the 19th century, it had fallen into disrepair. Incredibly, there was a movement to tear it down, until an architect named Viollet-le-Duc stepped in to save it. He enlisted the help of a writer friend named Victor Hugo, and this is where the character of Quasimodo enters the story. Most people know the tortured hunchback as merely the bell ringer, but his story was pivotal because of Victor Hugo's novel, The Hunchback of Notre Dame. The narrative pauses at the 14th chapter to describe the cathedral's beauty.
And those 10 pages saved this church.
Thank God they did. The church has long been one of France's proudest achievements, though Father Michael Perry keeps it all in perspective.
I had an experience a long time ago when this woman showed up at the front door of the church with her cousin Camille. And Camille said, "Come on, let's go in." She says, "Nah, you've seen one, you've seen them all."
Well, Camille's cousin, the world disagrees. $1 billion in donations for its restoration have already poured in. It is the world's church.